G'day guys and welcome back to the show. Today I'm going to be doing a braised leek, goat's cheese and Parmesan tart. Something that's really nice and light and easy to make, all done in the camp oven, just to show you don't need a true oven to do this. Okay guys, let's get on with it. Okay, first things first, we'll just move everything out the way and get on to prepping the veg. Grab the leeks, slice them up, and we'll cover them in water. They are grown on dirt, so quite often you do get a lot of sort of dirt through them. So it's best to sort of soak them just to leach that dirt out. Okay, we'll just whack them into the bowl. And we'll just cover them with water. And make sure they are totally covered. And just give it a little bit of a mix and sort of crunch it up with your hands. That way it will release any of the dirt that's in there. Now we'll just set this off to the side, probably give it 5 minutes just to sort of soak and get all the dirt out. Next thing we'll grab is an onion. We'll just slice this relatively thin. Now we'll add that straight into our fry pan, and then we'll get onto the garlic. And same thing, just nice and thin. And we'll just add that straight into the fry pan. Now I'll just grab a little bit of butter. And just a bit of olive oil. We'll just get this onto the heat now. Then we can grab the leeks. Now with the leeks, don't pour them out because the dirt will go back through them. So you need them to be drained this way. Don't put them through a colander, anything like that. Just put them straight into the pan. It doesn't matter if there's a bit of water in there. Now you can see the water, how murky it looks. And that's what you would be eating if you didn't clean them, so you don't want that in there at all. Now that they're all in there and combined, just give it a bit of a toss or a stir. You just want to lightly soften it. You don't want to brown it whatsoever. Once it gets down to a softer consistency, you'll see a bit of water leaching out of it, then we'll add some stock. The leeks have softened up a bit now, so we'll just add some vegetable stock, enough to just about cover it, not quite. Then we'll add a good grind of pepper. And then just a little bit of salt. And then just leave it go until it's nearly absorbed. Not 100%, but just about. This is nearly reduced now, so I will put some butter on. I know it looks like a death trap, but you will need it. Need it melted so we can brush the fillo in between. Now, as you can see, most of the liquid is reduced or evaporated, so there's not much in there, which is what you want. So with that, we'll just add a little bit of cream. Now the cream just gives it a bit of richness, flavour. Now just bring that up to a boil again. You just want it to reduce a little bit. Just be careful, don't over reduce it. If you do, the cream will split, so it'll actually go oily. It'll sort of turn to scrambled eggs, so you just got to be a bit careful. The butter's melted now, so we'll just take them off the heat. Okay, it's nearly ready now. You can see from the consistency, there's not much sort of leaching out, so that's ready to turn off. So I'll just take that off the heat, put it to the side, then we can get onto the pastry. Now for the pastry, I'm going to be using a camp oven to cook it in. As you can see, I've already got a steamer rack inside. That just sort of lifts the base up so it's not going to burn. It will work like an oven, however I'll need to finish it off on top with a torch just to sort of brown it up a bit. Now we'll just get onto the pastry. So I'm using fillo pastry today. Just a flan dish with a removable bottom, Just makes it easier to get it out. Okay, let's see how big he's gonna be. Yep. Okay, so with the pastry brush, get that over. Liberal amount of butter. The butter just makes it stick together for one. Now, because the pan's round, I'll sort of crisscross it a little bit. And just keep repeating the process until you get the desired thickness. You'd want it probably about 8 or 10 layers. Okay, now that's all done, just gently pick it up. Grab your pie dish, flan dish, whatever you got, and just set it inside. Now this is all done, I'll just put a little bit of flour into the leek mix. Now all the flour is going to do is just make it set, really. So honestly, you don't want much at all. That's probably about it. So all this is going to do is combine everything together. Once it's in the oven, it will bake it and it will cook the flour out. Okay, that's looking good now, so I'll put that straight into the tart. Now we'll just get onto the cheese. This is goats and Parmesan. Now, I like to use my fingers a bit here. Now it is quite a soft cheese, so just sort of drop it on. Now we'll just get onto the Parmesan. And just quite a liberal sprinkling. And I reckon that's about it. Now it's time for the oven. Now before we put him in, we'll just give a bit of a trim. It is a little bit sort of high. Honestly, it's not going to really matter, to be honest. Just makes it a little bit neater, a bit easier to take out. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, now we'll get him into the oven. Now just put the lid on. Now you're gonna have to watch it. It's not obviously a true oven, so just be careful of the heat. I would probably say a medium heat generally, but it is quite windy out here today, so I've got it on high. Just watch it every 5 minutes, just have a bit of a peek to make sure it is okay. You don't want it to overcook, you just really want it to set. That's what fillo does, it doesn't really cook. Now it should be ready. Now just to check, it's a bit hard because where the cheese is going to be soft, but try and find somewhere that hasn't got cheese and you'll sort of see that it has sort of firmed up. The pastry's nice and crisp. Then we'll attempt to get it out. Oops. Right, I'll just let it sit for a few minutes. Just to sort of, when it's cooled down a little bit, it'll all sort of set a little bit better. When it's too hot, especially go to cut it, it's just going to run out everywhere. Right, it's been resting for a few minutes. I'll just grab the torch just to brown it up. Okay, there we go. All nice and brown. All right, we'll just pop him out of the pan now. So there you go. There's my goat's cheese, Parmesan, and Braised Leek tart. I'll just give him a cut. See what she's like inside. There we go. Winner. I hope you like this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And please comment below. I'll give this one a crack. That is beautiful. Give it a go, guys.